Hey everybody, hope you're having a blessed up Saturday. I had some really awesome conversations today. I'm just going to share some of them with you, and then also things that I have been working on personally, and maybe it's going to add value to you and to your life on what you're trying to get to the next level. So today's topic I want to talk to you guys about is on the desire for change. So if you feel like there's a fire inside of you that wants more for yourself, you definitely want to stay for today's live. And just go ahead, take a moment real fast to just share this video with your friends that might need to hear the process of change. And also, if I see anything that adds value to you, just drop it in the comment below, whether you're watching live or you're watching the replay. So thank you so much for joining us today. One thing that I want to start off with, I've really been thinking about this a lot this week, is your desire for change has to be greater than your desire to stay the same. What's up, Renee? What's up, Giselle? So your desire for change has to be greater than your desire to stay the same. And something I talked about last week was about, or actually this week, I feel like it was weeks ago, but it was about writing a list of your objections. What is it, if you know that there's a fire inside of you where you're wanting to change and you're wanting to grow right now, maybe it's like taking your health to the next level. I know for me, I ran into my friend at the gym today. I was like, oh, I don't want to go to the gym. And I went, he just got pro. He just went pro for the fitness as a bodybuilder. And we're just talking about this process of change. And I was telling him, I'm like, I'm going to say that out loud because then I'm going to confirm it, is that I want to take my body to the next level. I want to, and we can use this for any area of life. I'm just using an example of the conversation I had today with a friend who actually is at a pro level with their body, one out of many categories of life. And so there's a desire. If you have that desire, I'm like, I know I can do better and I know that I can do better and I'm not doing better. And I said to him, I go, I really do want to take myself to the next level. I feel that I can achieve it. And I think the reason why I'm not is because I'm good, but I know that I desire great. I desire legendary. So how many of you on here feel the same way? You know that you're good, and there really isn't a consequence of you making a change. So you just kind of been pushing it to the side, like, I'll do that once I get the business up and operating at a better space. I'll get this when I stop traveling. I'll do this when the kids get older. I'll do this when whatever it may be. And if you start with little increments, like the little increments of change, and then you add on to it as you start to adjust into this new season with these new habits and these new behaviors, versus consistently delaying your dreams and your growth. Like if you have that fire inside of you, that means time is now for your growth. That means that the time is now for that change. And when I said it out loud, that's why I love having conversations, just open, vulnerable conversations, because I feel that there wouldn't be a fire there. And you know what I'm talking about? Like, all of a sudden there's that fire there and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. That passion for more, that passion for growth, that passion for the next level, but we have rebuttals for it. I was following up with a few people today and they keep pushing back their growth work. They keep pushing back joining the Inner Circle, taking the time management course, all these things. And it's like, why do we keep pushing these things back? What's going to make a bigger impact in 1 month from now for you to start right now? And your change is going to bring up some triggered emotions. Your change is going to trigger you. This change inside of me is triggering me, but you know what's triggering me more? And you know what makes me stirs up anger even more? Is staying the same. So I say this because, and I'm going to share a story with you too. The other day, I went for a walking meditation, and I set my alarm for 5:45. And I was getting feeling some type of way with when the alarm went off in the morning. And I'm just thinking about the normal place that I go to, which I go to the same location for the most part, majority of the time. And I'm like, I don't want to go to that location anymore. I don't want to go to that location, but I'm up because I made a decision that I'm going to get up and I'm going to go, and I'm going to fuel my spirit. I'm going to fuel my soul, because I always feel better when I show up. You're always going to feel better when you show up for your commitment, even if it's not at the level of excellence that you're striving for. You showed up, and that you can build upon that. You're going to build upon that. So I show up for the area, for my walking meditation. I park and I walk to the location, and I see all these like young kids there, and it's Miami, so people go there for the sunrise, and they go. There's many people still haven't gone back to school yet, especially like in the high school, college years. And I just feel like the energy isn't in alignment anymore with me being in that specific spot. But what I plan to do, the desire to do what I wanted to do is still there, but the location of where I was doing it wasn't inspiring. There's a point to this, I promise. So there was a thought in my mind. What if I went to the other side where there's like these lavish hotels, and it's a cleaner environment, and it's a wealthier space, because there's a difference in the people that are attracted to the specific areas of anything in life. So what if I go to this wealthier area and I'll see if there's parking? I delayed it because I didn't know if there was parking over there, but I never gave myself an experience to go down that route to even see if there was parking. But Thursday, I literally walked on the beach, and I had this like knot in my stomach. I'm like, I don't want to walk here anymore. So I get back in the car, and I said, I'm not going home. I'm going to find a spot, and let me see if there's something in that area. So I drive down another 10 minutes, and I find parking, and it's uncomfortable because it's the unknown. Right? So how many times have you like, I don't belong here anymore. I know it's time to elevate to somewhere else where maybe there's a space where I feel more inspired, where there's a bigger ceiling, where I can see nicer things in an environment and just plant beautiful things in my mind and in my energy field. Have you ever done that before, where you're like, I don't belong here anymore. This place doesn't serve me anymore. But the behavior and what you want to do is still needs to be executed. So I find this location, I go on the beach, and I just felt so proud of myself that I actually did it. And it's those little things it's the little things in the day where you make these commitments, and sometimes you just have to change locations. Maybe if the gym you're going to isn't inspiring, find other gyms in your area. When I first moved here, I had joined this one gym, and I wasn't inspired. And I knew that the exercise was a big part of like my lifestyle and my quieting the chaos in my mind, my body, my emotions, my mental space. And I knew it had to be a non-negotiable. So I found another place, and I just asked around. And I found a home for where I want to be right now. And the point is, keep your commitments to what you said you were going to do, but sometimes change the location of where you're executing on that one decision from. Even in the moment where you don't want to show up, in the moments where you're being tested as far as your commitment, as far as like what you want. And this goes back to that same thing, that same quote that I've really been this week, even for myself and my own personal growth and development, is like, your desire for change has to be greater than your impulsive behaviors. Your desire for change, for your future self, for that fire inside of you, has to be greater than your desire to stay the same, because that's more painful. I know for me is another year goes by, another month goes by, and I haven't progressed. I haven't gotten better mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally. Every day is an opportunity for growth. Every day is an opportunity to build upon a foundation. And sometimes you gotta, shake up that foundation a little bit. So that was another story I wanted to share with you. And also this whole thing about feelings. Now, I had another conversation in the gym today. I just ran into all of my friends that are powerhouses and professionals in different areas of life. And he's super successful in the coaching space, as well as like content creation with multiple successful businesses. And we're just having this conversation, and it was cool to have the conversation between like the masculine and the feminine. And we can agree to disagree, to not be afraid to speak your truth and what you believe, but also be open-minded and to also make sure people feel valid for their opinions and their beliefs. It's okay to agree to disagree. It's okay to think for yourself. It's okay to have an opinion for yourself. It doesn't mean that you're wrong or you're out of alignment. It just means like we're not on the same belief system when it comes to that. But I can see how you see that depending on where you've been focusing on. And I had this conversation about like with him on not feeling like it. Like, I don't feel like showing up for these live streams. I don't feel like doing this. I don't feel like I have it all together. Nobody has it all together. Nobody ever feels like doing it. But the point is, your desire for change and growth has to be you have to have a greater desire than staying the same with your body, with your business, with your relationships. Who's part of your lineup? Who's part of your team? Are they inspiring you? Like, how is your thought process? I want friends and peers, when I say I tell them what I want to achieve, that moments where I don't feel like it, they remind me of my goals and not my feelings. Because feelings are valid, and it's important to embrace the feelings. Like, hey, you know what? I'm exhausted and I just don't feel like it. And I have anxiety right now and I just don't feel like it. Or I'm super depressed and I just don't feel like it. And that's okay. Your feelings are valid. But you still got to show up. Go to the gym. Go to the meetings. Take your time. Breathe through it. Use your tools. Take a little time out. Like, be in a walk mode versus a sprint mode. There's different seasons and everything, but the goal is to keep moving, keep going, keep growing. And so the conversation that I had with the second interaction at the gym was about the internal dialogue. And he's like, that's just a female thing. No, it's not. I used to be so hard on myself. And I'm after a content creation for this one thing I'm going to try to create a reels on it where I have a glass of water. I really rethought this one today. I have a glass of water, and it's about a sandy mindset, where you have sand in a glass and also dirt. So the negative thoughts, the putting yourself down, the beat down, the telling yourself you're not enough, or you're not good enough, or you suck, or you're this, you're that, or you're worthless, and all these like things that aren't true, but they're programmed, that self-critic, that shadow version of yourself, the addiction, the low self-esteem, all these things that are not your higher self. And to pour water in it and then to let it expand. And then I'm thinking, I'm like, I don't think sand ever comes out of the water glass. I don't know. We'll find out today because I'm going to do a reels on it. But the point is, we were talking about this, and we're talking about the not feeling like it. And I told him today I really just did not feel like going to the gym today, but here I am. And everybody decided to come up and talk to me to really test to see if I'm just going to leave after these conversations. But I know I finished my leg workout, and I'm proud of myself for it. I had a lot of distractions, but it's the same concept for anything. And so we have this conversation. I'm like, tell him, like, I was in a really weird space this morning. I slept in extra late. I went to bed late. I didn't follow my plan. And one thing that I've really learned tremendously is having grace and compassion. And I said, okay, I value how I feel. Feeling low. I'm feeling like I wasted my morning. I feel like all these thoughts get brought, and I said, it's okay, girl. Like, it's all right. I get it. Like, let's just start with where you left off. We're going to go to the gym. We're going to clean up the environment. We're going to get caught up with your schoolwork. We're going to serve the people, but first you got to serve yourself. So we're going to go to the gym. You're going to make something healthy. You're going to go do this and that. You're going to organize your day. And then you're going to go. And today we're just going to be in a cruise mode. we're going to be in a cruise mode. So let's go. Like a bestie. And he was like, man, I think it's different for like the males where you feel like, get the F up, like, let's go, like, stop being a little biatch. And I was like, it's not a male or a female difference. It's not a gender thing. It's a self-dialogue thing. And I get it because I used to have that voice inside of my head, which was like the dark side of it. But there's other ways of being motivated and having, that's like kind of like that inner child stuff. It's not kind of like, I'm working on my vocabulary, you guys. It's just like nurturing a little child that's throwing a temper tantrum, that doesn't want to go, that's all up in their feelings. But validate your feelings. You're not always going to feel like it. Have compassion and grace and keep moving. Do not allow your feelings to validate how you're moving, ever. If you have a goal, you're not always going to be inspired to show up for the goal, but what's inspiring is what's on the other side of your current situation. So if you keep your head up and you stay focused on the outcome, on the target, kind of like axe throwing or dart throwing, keep your eye on the target, that's going to inspire you to keep getting up and keep going. And if you don't have a vision yet for yourself, that's what coaching and mentorship and seeing what other people are doing, the best people in the world have a strong lineup of people in their circle or on their team, and the people that you're even you guys spending time with me right now, me pouring into you, giving you some like mindset shifts, giving you some tools, giving you some like inspirational, motivational pep talks to just get back up, get back in the game. Not every day is going to be perfect. Not every day is going to be you following the whole checklist. Go at your own pace, but just keep showing up and understand what your non-negotiables are. Your priorities are your non-negotiables. So what is the work behind the work for you to actually perform and to keep back in the game? And so that's really what the message was today, is a desire for change. Your desire for change has to outweigh your desire to stay the same. And just some tools and strategies. keep your eyes on the donut, not upon the hole. Renee, I'm talking about body change and transformation, and you're talking about donuts. You're trying to distract me here. I was just talking about with my friend who's like a pro bodybuilder, and he's like, T, you gotta like get in it. So, but I get what you're saying. But I love you guys, and I love when my friends show up and support me, as I will always support you as well. I hope you found value out of today's message, and whatever you're going through, just always keep that in mind. Take a note, put it on your computer. I'm always like right here, no matter who's showing up, I'm gonna show up. And I have this little note on my computer. It says enthusiasm. So no matter what season you're in, no matter what you're going through, no matter where you're going, if there's a fire inside of you for shift and change, now is the time. It's not tomorrow. It's not next week. It's not when things start picking up. It's now. That fire is your cue. That desire is your cue. All right? And all you got to do is do it and start with a little base and build upon the base, and also learn how to organize and manage your time more efficiently. If you guys need support and help with that, I have a free accountability calendar. It's TanyaColiver.com/calendar if you need accountability. And then if you want to learn how to overcome procrastination, which there's a lot of tips and tricks and strategies, I have like an hour workshop on it. The link is in the bio, but it's TanyaColiver.com/procrastination. And if you need time management, productivity, I have that's a 4-hour workshop on how to time block and time audit, so you can figure and fit it all together. And then it's just doing the darn thing. But all right, you guys rock. You rock, Renee. Thank you so much. And I will see you guys later. I'm going to shoot some content. Let me know if you have any ideas as far as like mindset stuff. I'm going to try this Sandy Mind. So we'll see what happens. I have this vision in my head, but and the only way to know is to do, right? All right, love you guys. Keep showing up, keep practicing, and just know that I'm always in your corner. and I believe in you. Especially if you don't believe in yourself, I will believe in you until you start believing in yourself. I will pour into you until you start pouring into yourself. And that's okay sometimes to have others that pour into you, that believe in you until you line up to that as well. You're very welcome, Giselle. All right. Love you guys. Nobody's told you today. I'm proud of you. I love you. Thank you for spending your time and your energy with me. And I hope that this message served you today, because I also need to hear it. And I just hope you have a blessed up day. So bye. Let me get out of here.